everybody, my name is Liz. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm also owner of the Ride Life, which is an online strength and endurance coaching for women mountain bikers. Today we're going to be talking about balance. How many times have you looked down the trail or tried to look down the trail and then all of a sudden you realize that you're just looking at your front tire? So there's so many things that come into balance. Balance is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm super excited. This is such an integral part of any endurance, any strength training program, or even just like an add-on to help you on your mountain bike. It's an area that gets missed a ton, and also it's super complicated. So as we talk and dive into balance, we're going to be talking about it and how it relates back in, how our body processes it, and then we're going to go over 2 different exercises at the end of this video of how you can challenge your balance system specifically for mountain biking. I'm really stoked about this. Balance really kind of gets me jazzed up for it. So let's talk about balance. So first off, why do we need balance? Why do I even call it balance? We need to look down the trail and move the bike underneath of us. So why is that called balance for it? Well, balance is your ability to change how you're centered over top of something, how a bike can move underneath of you more freely, and you can keep your weight into your feet and your hands can guide and move the bike. Also, we need to use our visual cues to look down of where we need to be going next, how we're going to be moving our bike there, our path that we need to be getting there. And so if we rely on our balance, more specifically from our eyes, which is one of the systems, then I'm lacking in the ability to do all the rest of those things. There's a couple different systems now that also work to help us with our balance called proprioception, and also our vestibular system through that. With those 2 systems, the vestibular system is our inner ear. We have different canals there that have fluid, that have different aspects of way of telling our brain where I'm moving, what's happening to my head, what's happening to my body from the movement of the fluid in those canals. Now, if you have an inner ear issue, then you're going to have other problems with this. That's why if you have inner ear issues, you'll feel like you're spinning in space, or a different traumatic brain injury can happen within this, and it can really play a role within it, or different concussions can play roles within this and have issues with it. Another different system that we're going to be training within this is called our proprioceptive system, or proprioception. That's basically, we have receptors in our body that tell us where we are in space or what's happening to our body without us needing to look at it. So I'm not looking at my elbow, I know it's bent. That's because the receptors in my joint, my ligaments, my other parts of my body tell me that it's bent. I also know it's straight now. I know that that's a little bit, it's kind of like midway between 90 degrees and 0 through that. 0, 9 degrees. That's my ability for my body to tell my brain what the hell is happening through it. So how that relates back to our bike is that I know if I'm shifting my bike or if I'm getting off balance through here because I'm weighting more into one side compared to the other. Or that I'm too far back, pulling on my bars, too far forward, feeling like I'm going to go over the handlebars. All of those things play a role of what my body is telling my brain of what's happening. And then my brain's ability to send out signals to correct, to make the muscles work in a timely fashion, and also the right amount. And so that's why balance training is important, that we are integrating and using these other systems, but we're also training the efficiency of the output from it. So we're using what input we're getting into our brain to what we need to be using in our body from that. Now, this also comes back into a little bit of strength and control. If I don't have enough strength in the right areas, then my body's not going to be able to correct in the best way. We're going to compensate and use other bits. And so in the 2 exercises, one's going to be really focused in on just strictly balance and control through that. And the other one is going to be using a little bit of your muscles to help you integrate and do that input to output, making sure that you are using those muscles appropriately. Let's dive into those exercises. In this first exercise, you're going to be on your kind of a half kneeling stance. Your feet are going to be a little bit more closer together in line. So it's going to be foot, knee, foot, more so in line. Watch that back foot. It tends to kind of creep out a little bit to give you some support. Then what you're going to be doing to take away our visual system a little bit is you're going to be turning your head side to side here. This is going to work on your ability, and you're going to kind of relate this back to cornering to a certain extent of how you can control your body differently from how your head is moving. And it's going to be a little bit of an eye-opener because this is a hard exercise. It will challenge you. The more in line you become, the harder it's going to be for you to complete this exercise and to stay upright and not fall over for it. The more that you need a little bit of assistance if you are falling over, bring those feet a little bit farther or bring that front foot a little bit out, and then you should be able to maintain that as you turn your head. Try not to target different spots as you turn your head because that's cheating. That means you're using your visual system still to help you gain back where you are in space instead of using those other two systems, your vestibular system and also your proprioceptive system, to help you integrate that input in to output of what muscles you need to use to keep yourself upright. The second exercise in this grouping, you're going to be in more of a hip hinge position. So you're going to be balanced on one leg in more of a kind of deadlift hip hinge. This works your core, this works your posture, this works your hamstrings, this works your glutes. And then you're going to be moving your opposite leg forward and back. It's not that you're going to be using that leg a ton for strength and control for it, that for the movement. It's just going to be your balance, kind of, we'll call it a perturbation, or basically it's challenging your balance on that one leg. Try not to set that leg or that foot down, but if you need to, you can plant it down in between as you move, and so it's controlling and helping you gain a little stability for it and making sure you're getting that movement patterning. Again, try not to target any spots with your eyes. I'm not having you move your head or your eyes in this position. I'm mostly wanting you to use and integrate your muscles for your output, helping you to make sure you can use them as you're cornering, as you are going down different technical trails, to make sure that you keep balanced and control and your bike moving separately from your body, and so you can conquer those trails a little bit better, have a little bit more fun. I hope this was helpful for you to kind of dive into a little bit more of our balance. Again, I get super jazzed about it because it's not talked about a ton, and it's super important for us. If you have any questions or comments, pop them below. I'll try to check back in here, and I hope that you integrate these exercises into your life. Have a good day, y'all.